A man of Karnataka origin named Shankar Nagappa Hangud, a resident of the Roseville, California, has been arrested after he rather dramatically walked into the Mount Shasta police department station and surrendered, saying he had killed 4 persons. Shockingly, there was a body in his car as well. Hangud told officers that he had killed the 4 individuals in his apartment in Placer County in the city of Roseville. Now, Hangud was a data specialist and had worked for several companies in the Sacramento area of California. Hangud told police where they could find the bodies, and Roseville officers checked his apartment near Sacramento and discovered the additional victims. The authorities have declined to name the 4 victims but said they were all members of the suspect's family, 2 adults and 2 juveniles. Hangud, who was taken back to the Placer County and booked into jail, was the sole suspect in the killings, and there appeared to be no ongoing threat. Now, this is what the defense lawyer over there had to say about the entire incident.
Well, I can't disclose confidential conversations that I had with my client. A couple of you folks were inside during the arraignment, and he indicated that he wanted to represent him. The judge advised him that's probably not a good idea, which in this case it isn't, due to the potential penalties, but he appears to be remorseful. The charge is a capital case, which means that he could possibly receive the death penalty. I know there's a moratorium now, but it doesn't mean that there will not be a change in the future. So if it changes back to where the state of California is executing prisoners, then he could possibly be facing the death penalty. Generally, at an arraignment, I will enter a plea of not guilty, and that will start the clock on normal criminal proceedings. The first step would be a preliminary hearing. So by continuing the arraignment, I did not start the clock. So the next step would actually be to enter a not guilty plea. There's participation with more than one law enforcement agency, so we expect to receive a lot of discovery from different places, and I'm certain that they've probably gone over scene of crime or multiple scenes of crime for physical evidence, forensic evidence, etc. So I expect to see a lot, and that's certainly.
For more on this, I have my colleague Nikhil on the phone line. Nikhil, what more can you bring on this?
Well, there are a lot of details that are coming out right now. This is Shankar Nagappa Hangud, Karnataka origin, an IT professional, 53 years of age, who is currently a resident of Placer County in Roseville, California. He was driving a red Mazda 6 and he arrived at the police station in Mount Shasta soon after noon, California time, and told officers that he had killed people at his apartment, which was in Placer County. So he was in custody at the South Placer jail. The officers brought him back from Siskiyou County, which is not far from Roseville. And this was on Monday night, and he, at the time, would be facing 4 charges of murder. A little background on Hangud has been provided as well by the authorities, that he was a data specialist, worked for a number of companies in the Sacramento area, Sacramento being the capital area of California. He refused to be represented by a defense attorney, so as is the law in the United States, a public defender was appointed for him, and that's whom we saw just now. Aside from that, one of the victims was found in his car, a total of 4 victims. The authorities have declined to name the victims at this point of time, but they said all were members of Hangud's family. 2 adults and 2 juveniles. Hangud was taken back to Placer County and booked into jail. He's the sole suspect of the killings. There appears to be no ongoing threat. That is what they've said. And they were not ready to disclose any motive, but there is an indication that he did have a federal tax lien exceeding $178,000 US that he owed the Internal Revenue Service. So could that have been a connection to that? Because in any case, any previous encounter he had with law enforcement was restricted to a speeding ticket that he received in several years ago. So that is what is baffling detectives right now. They're investigating this further, Amrita.
Thank you, Nikhil, on that insight. Now, this is indeed quite a shocker that is coming in from California, where a Karnataka origin, a techie, went into a police station, rather barged into a police station all red-handed, very literally, and also having a body in his car, and went on to confess to 4 murders. Now the investigations are underway and the defense attorney has already spoken about this case, and it might also be one of the causes due to something related to mental illness of the accused over here, but that has not yet been ascertained, but that might be one of the grounds where the defense might fight this case upon.